Alright, so welcome to CS Africa or CryptoState Africa, and this YouTube channel will be giving you insights on news, anything really related to cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin, and to the blockchain industry as a whole. So we're just making sure that we cover all the global news and also news that are particularly also within Africa. So basically, we also analyze how global news impact crypto projects that are being run in Africa, because if you may know, Africa is actually one of the best marketplaces where crypto, or rather blockchain as a whole, will be booming, because especially especially when it comes to finance, or specifically fintech, because there's a lot of financial exclusion, due to banks having high interest rates and high charges. So a lot of people underprivileged that stay in underprivileged areas, they tend to not even have an opportunity to even open a bank account because of how expensive it is. So that's why Africa is seen as one of the most impactful industries when it comes to making sure that there's financial inclusion for the entire population. But moving right along, as you can see here, the top 100 cryptocurrency by market cap, Bitcoin is on number one, with just over 9,000 US dollars. And of course, really the price at the moment is really fluctuating, but the overall chart of Bitcoin shows that it's basically now at the same area where it was in 2018, May the 8th. It was around that very same amount of 9,200 Rand, just there by the 9,000 Rand mark, alright, $9,000 mark. So by the looks of things, based on news that we've been checking out, for example, on Bitcoin Magazine today, or rather a couple of days ago, there was a post that shows that Binance is going to block all US users because of the ongoing trade war between China and the USA. So basically, Binance will now not be offering any more services for people in the US to actually trade. So they'll still have their wallets, access to their wallets, but they won't be able to trade. But in the meantime, Binance is actually working with another company. Let me just look for the comment where they're now working with another company to actually build another cryptocurrency exchange specifically made for US users. So that company's name is I can't find it, but it was somewhere here. So basically, it's an American company that have teamed up with Binance so that they can then work together to build this new exchange. Oh, there you go. The name is called BAM Trading Services. So if you can see here, it says Binance stated that it will be launching a new partnership with BAM Trading Services to develop a Binance US site that would cater to US customers. So, but at the moment, they'll be removed from the one that's currently being used by everyone in the world, basically. And also, going on to with regards to Bitcoin news, we have the Bitcoin event that's coming up on the 25th of June. And of course, this is a very, very huge event, because this is where experts of Bitcoin, people that are specifically interested in Bitcoin, its technology, and taking it forward, all gather here and discuss the future of Bitcoin and how they can further improve it, and of course achieve its objective. So one of the guests will be Edward Snowden. If you guys know Edward Snowden, he basically exposed the NSA, the national security in the USA, of having access to people's private information, and also observing people in private networks. So it's something similar to that, but yeah, he will be there. And of course also Tim Draper. He is of course the legend. He's quite known when it comes to the investing industry in the US, specifically for tech startups. And then of course, in addition to that, there'll be tons of more people. Jimmy Song is one noticeable person that also gives a lot of cryptocurrency and blockchain reviews and news and insights here on YouTube. And then also jumping to the world of Ethereum. So the Ethereum World News rather just published a very, very interesting article a couple of months ago, or rather beginning of this month, rather a couple of days ago. And basically it says that Ethereum dApps are not being used productively. So basically this came after there was a release of a research report that Ernst & Young done, and they found out that a lot of dApps within the Ethereum platform aren't really productive, meaning that they aren't really serving, or rather, they're not really solution driven. Most of them are just hyped up projects that have no value in it becoming a something useful in society. So here you can see the vast majority of dApps fell under the category gambling. So 44% of dApps that are built on the Ethereum blockchain, 44% of them are gambling and 13% are gaming, so leading to a market oversaturated on entertainment and in need of more productive uses. So you can see already gambling is really, one could say, is taking a huge stake of all the other potential things that could be built, or projects that could be built on the Ethereum blockchain. And I'm afraid this could highly affect the price of Ethereum as a whole, because at the end of the day, the platform is the asset, and the projects that are built on top of that platform determine the entire value of the asset, which is Ethereum. And but of course, like I said, so far Ethereum is at $270. So let's see in a couple of, let's rather say after 8 months or so, or yeah, maybe around around the middle of the year, because next year 2020 January they're having the launch of blockchain, of Ethereum 2.0. So that will come with some new improvements and some interesting news. So we'll see that. Then how will the price go up, or how will it differ from now? But I say by January of next year, the price might be, I have to look at the of other important events that Ethereum had and relating them to the price estimation though. But I think it's something that we can work on here based on history of other important events that Ethereum had and relating them to the prices and how the change in the price occurred. Okay, so while it's still loading, I want to share something a bit funny with you that I came across on Reddit. So this is basically a user by the name of Ace Origin posted in the cryptocurrency subreddit. He said that Wall Street are a bunch of hypocrites, mainly talk about how Bitcoin and crypto in general is a bubble, that they are worthless digital coins, but when a publicly traded company announces a partnership with a cryptocurrency such as MoneyGram or the creation of a coin, Facebook, their stock soars. So basically what this person is saying is that people from Wall Street are really the hypocrites, because first and foremost, they have always criticized Bitcoin and blockchain, and that it is just a popular, a pop kind of industry, and it's not really valuable, right? So they've always gave it a bad name, bad reaction towards it, negative reviews all the time. And then what happened lately is that, of course, Facebook recently announced that they'll be launching their own cryptocurrency, and then also MoneyGram, a finance company, also just revealed that they're in partnership with, I think it's Ethereum if I'm not mistaken. So after these news came out, the stock prices that the very same Wall Street guys trade on, the stock prices went up. So this shows that the very same industry that they believe that is not of value influenced the very same Wall Street guys that are always on our backs about how bad our industry is, about the potential of Bitcoin and really cryptocurrency and blockchain as a whole. So here a lot about what corporates in general globally are starting to see about the potential of Bitcoin and really cryptocurrency and blockchain as a whole. So here on bitcoin.com, there's also a fairly interesting article, but let me just point out that it speaks about Bitcoin Cash and not Bitcoin, because that's the first mistake that I did when I came across this. But it says that Slovenia is basically one of the best countries to work on when it comes to Bitcoin Cash, because basically they have a lot of retail locations that accept Bitcoin Cash payments than the entire United States. So actually using it, or how many retail locations. And also, but one of the main reasons this is because according to this document here, because you can see of the mass adoption of how many people are actually using it, or how many retail locations. And also, but one of the main reasons this is because according to this documentary called Slovenia, the crypto country. So basically this documentary pointed out that one of the reasons why it's so the Slovenia is so accepting to Bitcoin and blockchain is that basically the regulatory office, or the regulatory attitude of the office, of the people in the regulatory office is very welcoming of crypto and blockchain and all these new forms of technology, right? And also there is no income tax from trading on exchanges. So if you stay in Slovenia and you happen to be trading there, whichever profit that you make is not charged tax or income tax. So that's also quite a, something that's very interesting for such a small country. And yeah, another thing that we should look into, well, basically we covered everything, the news with regards to the upcoming Bitcoin event, and of course how Ethereum was said it's not basically, or most of its steps are not being used productively. We covered that too. I also I showed you the bit of that funny Wall Street Reddit post that a person made, which I think is very, very interesting also. And then of course also there's just the overall price of the markets. Basically that's also what we looked into. So we basically covered everything, but basically another interesting topic that just came about, or really not topic but interesting, how can I say, announcement is Libra, right? That's the new Facebook coin that's about to be launched, and the paperwhite is out. But I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'll give I'll make a specific episode for breaking down what Facebook Libra is all about, because this is going to be a huge market. It's going to be a huge platform where a lot of things are going to happen, because already this coin will be used across Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, yeah, and Messenger. Those apps. Basically, the coin will be used across all of those four sub apps. So it's going to be very interesting. I'll break everything down from the industry, how it works, and how in future this will not clash with the banks, or if it does, then how does it take over the banks, or whatever it is that we're going to find out in the future. But nonetheless, we're done for today, and we'll talk again, of course, in the next episode. This is CS Africa, or CryptoState Africa, and yeah, we give you coverage of global crypto news, but also in relation to how they affect African crypto projects. And of course, one thing I forgot to mention rather, is that I'll be reviewing each and every crypto project that's being implemented or that's happening at the moment in Africa. There's quite a lot, so we'll just have some certain episodes dedicated to reviewing all of those projects. And yeah, catch you again on the next episode, and thank you so much.